Hi, this is Rainbow Unicorn Cat 1. If you watched the LoveShack Fancy live stream from when they did a collab with American Girl, you might remember this trunk. The moment I saw it, I knew we need to make one for ourselves. I think it's a cool craft, but it definitely took longer than I expected. And by the way, you can make a different color and style trunk, and I think it's a good idea to use empty American Girl boxes. I know a lot of people were asking me for it, so finally, here's the tutorial. And by the way, if you're into 18-inch dolls and not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And turn on the notification bell so YouTube let you know every time I post a new video. I post at least twice a week. This month I'm posting 5 days a week, so there's always new content. I post the latest news, crafts, reviews, unboxing, all kinds of interesting stuff. But now let's make the trunk. First, you'll need 2 empty boxes to make the frame for your trunk. They should be identical size. Here I'm going to use our generation boxes. We had to cut out some parts in the front to make the opening rectangular, but you can use boxes from American Girl or even large shoe boxes. Just make sure they're the same size. Also, if you're a Costco member, sometimes you can find free boxes there. So if you see something suitable sized, you can grab it for free. Next, you have several options for the outside design. One option, you can paint it. Another option, you can use contact paper. Or you can use any paper and Mod Podge it on. I'm pretty sure you can even use fabric. I'm going to use this pretty contact paper I got off of Amazon. I really like the texture. If you want to get one too, I'll put the link in the description. The contact paper we chose wasn't very wide, so we had to get creative with the way we wrapped it around the box. And by the way, this contact paper turned out to be kind of see-through. Some of the design was visible, right under the contact paper, mostly on the back of the box where it had images of dolls. So what we did is glued a piece of regular cardboard to the back of the box. This way it'll all be the same color. And now we're going to wrap it in the contact paper. And by the way, if you're looking for options for contact paper, Dollar Tree has some as well. It's in the home goods section. But I personally didn't want any of the designs they had for my trunk. I wanted pink contact paper and they didn't have it. However, I think it's a good budget option. My box ended up with some air bubbles. I tried to get rid of them as much as I could, but there were still some left, and I'm cool with that. Now this side of the box we did not cover yet. We're going to cover it later, and that's okay. Now you're going to do the exact same thing with the second box. Your 2 boxes should look something like this. Now you're going to put the 2 uncovered sides together. Then you're going to cut out 1 big piece of contact paper, then glue it there. That piece will be holding 2 parts of the trunk together. If you're planning to paint the box, you don't have to cover the whole area. You can just get a strip about 4 inches wide and connect the 2 parts with it. Now our trunk can open and close. Now we're going to do the same thing with the inside part of the trunk. You'll need a much smaller piece of contact paper. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now I'm going to cover these parts with contact paper as well. I think it already looks pretty good. There are several optional steps. You can paint the inside, or you can glue some contact paper or some regular paper. You can also decorate the corners of the trunk. The insides of my boxes weren't really smooth. That's why I had to get an extra layer of cardboard. If yours are smooth, then you don't need this step. To decorate the corners of my trunk. I'm trying to imitate these metal things. So first I sketched the shape. I cut it out and used it as a template. Then I traced it 3 times just like this on the fake leather from the Dollar Tree. This step is optional, you don't have to do it, and you can do as many or as few as you want. Now you're going to cut it out along this line. I wanted my accents to be golden, so I used this golden nail polish also from the Dollar Tree. Once the nail polish is dry, you can go to the next step. Now I'm going to glue them to the corners. Watch carefully, I don't really know how to explain it, but 2 sides should overlap in one spot. And by the way, if you're going to use nail polish on fake leather like I did, right after you paint the leather, it's going to curl up. Don't worry about it, it's going to get straighter as it dries. Okay, I think this is coming out pretty good. What do you guys think? Do you like these accents on the corners or not? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is what I got, and I'm really pleased with the results. It took quite a bit, but I love the look. And like I said, you don't have to do this step. If the trunk was just pink or any color you want, it would be pretty. Now I'm going to cover the inside of the trunk with white paper. I used poster paper from Dollar Tree. It's a little smaller than the trunk, so it doesn't really cover the bottom part. It doesn't make any difference to me because of the design of the trunk I chose. I'm going to have drawers on the bottom of each side. But if you chose a different design, you should cover up the whole thing. After I made sure it fits, I glued it to the inside of the boxes. I got this pretty rose design that LoveShack Fancy uses. I don't think it was invented by LoveShack Fancy. I think it's a vintage print. I've definitely seen some other designers use it. I have the link to download this print in the description. I enlarged it, then cut out the roses. Actually, they're not roses, they're peonies. So I cut them out and Mod Podged them to the box. I'm really impressed with the result. It came out so much better than I expected. The bottom doesn't look so good, but like I said, I'm gonna have drawers on those parts. If you're not planning on adding any drawers, cover up the whole thing. I also Mod Podged some flowers on the border part to cover some imperfections. Now I'm going to make some drawers. I'm going to make the bottom part of the frame extra thick so that the drawer could actually slide out of the trunk and not get stuck. First, I'm going to make sure that it fits. Next, I'm going to glue the paper with this print to the inside of the frame. I actually glued the paper before I glued the frame together. And now I hot glued the frame together. That way it was just smoother. Now I need to make the back of the frame. Glue the paper with this pattern to this part, and then glue the part to the back of the frame. Next, I'm going to use my leftover contact paper to wrap the frame. I think this looks pretty nice. You can glue the frame to your trunk now, or you can do it later. I'm gonna do it later, so you don't have to put one drawer on each side. You can put it on just one side on top of each other. I've seen it in a lot of doll trunks. Now I'm going to make a drawer. So make sure it fits in the frame. I'm going to cover mine with the same peony pattern paper. This part is going to be the visible part of the drawer. I'm going to wrap it with the contact paper as well, and now glue the drawer together. For the final touch, I'm going to add a pretty button. It's going to serve as a handle for the drawer. Make allowance for the handle when you calculate the side of the frame and the drawer. Otherwise, your trunk is not going to close. For the final touch, we're going to get a rod to hang our outfits on. You can install rods on both sides of the trunk. However, when the trunk is closed, you can only use the rod on one side. I'm going to use this wooden dowel I got from Walmart, but you can get them at any craft store. It should be long enough to fit inside the trunk. I'm going to paint mine white and then glue it to the sides of the trunk. I also decided to imitate the metal clasp on my trunk. I got some more fake leather, and I cut out this detail. It's also painted with a golden nail polish from Dollar Tree. By the way, for my trunk, I decided not to do it. You can hot glue half of it to one side of the trunk, and hot glue Velcro to the other side of this leather thing. This would help keep the trunk closed when you move it from one place to another. But like I said, I decided not to do it. If you want to, you can make a handle for the top of the trunk, but I didn't want to make one for mine. So here it is. Do you guys like it? Let me know in the comments if you're planning on making your own. Let me just warn you, it really took a long time. But I think it's a fun piece and a really good prop for photos. Also, let me know what other crafts you'd like me to do soon. want to make American Girl LoveShack Fancy bags or shoes, I'll put the link to the tutorial in the description. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know every time I post a new video. We usually post every Wednesday and Saturday, but this month I'll be posting every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's right guys, I'll be posting 5 days a week. All the freshest news, reviews, and crafts. All American Girl related. So definitely subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date. Thanks for watching and see you next time!